And it's a good Sunday morning. Welcome to Church of the Total Man, a church for men. Today we are in Proverbs chapter 15. So get a Bible, get a cup of coffee, or just sit back and listen to Wisdom of the Ages on Church of the Total Man. Proverbs chapter 15. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. I would say when it comes to communication styles and how you should talk, when you should talk, why you should talk, I think Proverbs chapter 15 verse 1 is probably the most important, and automatically many of you will understand how you can benefit from this. A soft answer turns away wrath. You know how you can escalate anything by raising your voice. You can escalate anything by just going for the jugular, just going scorched earth on people. And many times people expect that, and they've got their rockets and bullets packed, ready to fire back. A soft answer, not only a soft answer in volume, but a soft answer in the way that it is said. If you're a guy and you've had an anger problem, like me, I like to say when people say you have an anger problem, my response usually is thank you for the compliment, because I use that rage and anger that I have, that aggression that I have to actually get things done. But that doesn't mean that you're stupid when you are talking to people. It doesn't mean you get aggressive. A soft answer turns away wrath, turns away anger, can de-escalate a situation. A soft answer. But a harsh word stirs up the anger. Stop, breathe, think. You can help a person have a softer answer. What if someone snaps at you? What if they raise their voice? Could you possibly say, and not go along with it, okay? Not escalate yourself. But what if someone has a harsh answer to you? A great way of responding would be, is there another way that you'd want to say that? Do you want to step back and maybe say that another way? And that makes people stop, breathe, and think. The tongue of the wise commends knowledge. You recognize knowledge. You reward it, but the mouth of fools pour out folly. Wow. In the men's development arena, I created a church for men, not for women, because men deal with these things. This was written to help young men. That's why we started with the book of Proverbs. Teaching young men to not be fools. How many here have played the fool or been a fool at one time? All of us. How many here ever had an anger problem? All of us. That's who we are. Don't try to change that. Change the foolishness and channel the anger and the rage to productivity and getting things done. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness in it breaks the spirit. A gentle tongue. You know how you talk to children differently than you talk to adults? And then if you talk to an adult the way that you talk to a child, the person will say, I'm not a child. You don't have to talk to me like a child. Sometimes people act like children, and then you have to treat them like children. A gentle tongue is a tree of life. What is a tree of life? It's something that provides sustenance for us. It provides escape from the sun, gives us shade. A gentle tongue is a tree of life. A gentle tongue is a refuge for people. The words that you say are a refuge for people. A fool despises his father's instruction, but whoever heeds reproof is prudent. A fool despises his father's instruction. What if you don't have a father? What if there's no father in the house? Then you start looking for father figures. You look for people that are older, wiser, grayer, and you don't despise their instruction. The interesting thing about a father is that they are older than the son. They've been around. They got miles on them. What a perfect teaching arrangement. A father who's older, more experienced, and a son who is hungry for knowledge, hungry for wisdom. But the foolish son despises his father's instruction. Father's instruction can save your life. Many times fathers have been through what you are about to go through and can offer wise counsel on the options that you have, or give it a green light or a red light. In the house of the righteous there is much treasure, but trouble befalls the income of the wicked. In the house of the righteous, doing the right thing. Are your business ideas righteous, or do you have schemes that are illegal, immoral, unethical, and you're always chasing a dollar? Create a plan, work that plan, test it, work the plan, and enjoy your income. Save it. Be benevolent with it. The lips of the wise spread knowledge, not so the hearts of fools. Two opposites, the wise and the fool. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is acceptable to him. There are people that are trying to score points with God, and they do it outwardly. Look how good I am. Look what I did. That type of thing. There's nothing wrong with having a good resume. There's nothing wrong about, what do they say? It ain't bragging if you can do it. That's okay. You worked hard on your skills. You worked hard on your certification, your degrees, on what you do, your skill set. That's okay. But the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord. The prayer of the upright is acceptable to him. That's why I think it's important to give thanks to the Lord, rather than have a look what I did attitude and mindset. I'd rather see, look what I did with the strength of the Lord, or without the Lord I couldn't do this, or without dedicating this work to the Lord I couldn't do this. It's not a bad approach. The way of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but he loves him who pursues righteousness. Do you at least try to do the right thing? There is severe discipline for him who forsakes the way. Whoever hates reproof will die. You know, life will punish you. Life punishes a negative, black-pilled mindset. It does not reward it. It punishes it. I like hanging out with people that are positive. I'm building a community and have built a community of like-minded men who love life, who have a solid woman in their life, who love righteous women, who want to do the right thing, men who want to do the right thing and lead. But there is severe discipline for those that don't go down that road. Sheol and Abaddon lie open before the Lord. How much more the hearts of the children of man? God sees our intentions. A scoffer does not like to be reproved. Boy, we're really getting into this scoffer stuff in the past few weeks. Scoffer and a rebuker. Doesn't like to be reproved, doesn't like to be taught. Are you teachable? I was talking with someone the other day about job interviews, and one of the most important things that you can display is that you are teachable. They're hiring you for your expertise, but are you teachable in new ways, in new software, in new programs, in new schedules? A glad heart makes a cheerful face, but by sorrow of heart the spirit is crushed. What makes a glad heart? I wake up glad most mornings. I'm very happy most mornings. A glad heart makes a cheerful face. I like to think that when people look at me, this is how I live my life, that they see a man with a sense of urgency, they see a friendly man, they see a compassionate man, they see a guy that will do like little things like hold a door for people, not just ladies. I am severely let down by humanity, but I'm also inspired by it. I don't want to write everything off. When you start being negative, you know how like there's people that will say, people suck. I know that. I have said that. People suck. Or I have been one of those people that sucked, that didn't treat people well, that wasn't good in a relationship, that wasn't good on the job. And all I know is that my inner bitterness, my inner cynicism worked its way out. And I don't want to spread that stuff. I want to keep that nonsense private and work on it behind closed doors. A glad heart makes a cheerful face. That cheerful face is very useful when you are around people. Many times people will just look at your face and see how you are acting, and it will make them feel better. Everybody loves to be around a winner. Everybody loves to be around cheerful people. The heart of him who has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouths of fools feed on folly. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but the cheerful of heart has a continual feast. That is so true. When you become the source of your happiness, when you become the source of your joy, rather than outsourcing it to other people, you can't have a bad day. I mean, there might be external news that you get that can throw you off course or ruin your day. But the reality is this: you have to be in charge of your own happiness. You must. It's a tough order to fill for other people. I have to make this person happy. I have to make that person happy. It's impossible to make people happy. They have to be the source of their own happiness. Better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble with it. Simple life. There's nothing like a simple, humble life. I was talking this week how men are so happy with a one-room cabin and a wood stove or fireplace, a rocking chair, a table, a dog. Simple. We like simple. And we complicate things by bringing people into our lives, and we have to be ready for that. Many times, if we bring a woman into our lives, they don't necessarily like the same simplicity that we do. I had said this week that, we're happy with that one-room cabin. And then we meet a woman, and all of a sudden we start thinking about 2, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms, multiple bathrooms, a built-in swimming pool in the backyard, 2-car garage. There's nothing like simplicity. Better a little with the fear of the Lord. I'd rather look at a humble abode. For instance, I am looking at cabins right now. Again, I mentioned these one-room cabins. It's not going to be a one-room cabin, but I'm looking at cabins and cottages right now. And I'm looking at simplicity. I do not want to complicate my life. I've been on a roll now for 20 years of uncomplicating my life. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a fattened ox and hatred with it. Simple, humble food. A picnic with a few items and being with somebody that you love is better than a steak dinner with all the fixins with someone who you're ambivalent about. Now, it's not either or. Can you imagine having a beautiful steak dinner with somebody that you love? That's a nice thing, right? But what it is saying here is that you don't need a lot. You can have a simple, humble meal with someone that you love, and it'll make your day. It's better to have little with someone who fears the Lord. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is. I actually like that. A salad. It's better to have a salad where love is than to have a steak dinner with hatred. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife. How many have done that before? The anger. But he who is slow to anger quiets contention. Men have a lot to learn from women when it comes to that. Women are natural. A good woman is a natural de-escalator. We come in at the end of a hard day of work. There is nothing like being greeted by a woman who loves you and who you love. A woman who respects and appreciates you going out there and sacrificing. That's a hard thing for a lot of guys to comprehend. But when you walk in the door and you're greeted with a hug and a kiss, all of the anger and rage and temper that you had during the day just de-escalates because you are now home. You're in a place of love, and it's better to have a salad with someone you love than a steak with someone who is ambivalent about you or hates you. The way of the sluggard, the lazy guy, is like a hedge of thorns, but the path of the upright is a level highway. When you do the right thing, when you're honest in your dealings, it's easier to navigate life. It's a level highway. You're not always having to watch your footing all the time. It's a clear path. You don't have to navigate life in the dark. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish man despises his mother. There's nothing like sons that you are proud of, nothing like children that you are proud of. A foolish man despises his mother. Moms made a lot of sacrifices for us. We don't really know those things until we have our own kids. Then we see, as men, I remember looking at my ex-wife and looking at how her mothering, and how she just rose to the occasion and did it out of duty and of love and didn't complain. A foolish man despises his mother. Moms put a lot of work into you. If you know how to eat with a fork, thank your mom. She taught you that. If you know how to wash your face and comb your hair, thank your mom. Gentlemen, if you pee standing up into a toilet, thank your mom. She was the one who took the diapers off of you, got you off the little potty seat, and had you standing up. Thank your mom. Moms put a lot of work into us. Folly is a joy to him who lacks sense, but a man of understanding walks straight ahead. Without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. This Tuesday, I go to a mastermind group with 12 men sitting around a table. I'm going to get some good counsel there regarding business. It's a business mastermind. With counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. Other people don't have your same blind spots. You have a business idea, bounce them off of a business consultant, someone who knows how to make money. That's one of the things that I do. People have all kinds of schemes. You want to pay for an hour of my time? I'll help you get on track. Or I'll tell you that it's not going to work and it's not going to be realistic. With many advisors, your plans will succeed. To make an apt answer is a joy to a man, and a word in season, how good it is. Yeah. A timely word. A timely word. The path of life leads upward for the prudent, that he may turn away from Sheol beneath. The Lord tears down the house of the proud, but maintains the widow's boundaries. It's important to take care of widows. It's important to take care of widowers at the Church of the Total Man. We honor widowers here. We help men here. Lord tears down the house of the proud. Conversely, the Lord will help build the house of the humble. Many of you found me on social media, found me on YouTube. You're listening to this podcast, you're watching this video. There are other people who are flashing all kinds of material things, saying that this is what a man is. If you're a man, this is how you need to be living. This is the kind of car you need to be driving, the house you need to be living in, the type of woman that should be by your side. They are temporary. Everything in life is temporary, especially the stuff that you use to try to impress other people. It's temporary. Stars rise, stars fall. It's better to have a salad with someone that you love in a simple setting than to have a steak with someone who's ambivalent or someone who doesn't really like you or love you in a palace or a mansion. Tears down the house of the proud. There's nothing like a humble home and a humble dinner. Nothing like that. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord, but the gracious words are pure. Whoever is greedy for unjust gain troubles his own household, but he who hates bribes will live. Men, we love our schemes, don't we? We love schemes. How many times have we wasted money on schemes? I know there's a lot of you that may have done that. Some of you learned your lesson, some of you haven't, but the reality is that schemes, not plans, actual plans that you work, but schemes can get us into trouble, and they trouble our household. Who is our household? Our wife, our children, our future wife, our future children. Get those schemes under control before you even create a household, young men. The heart of the righteous ponders how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. Ponders how to answer. Remember, we talked about a soft answer turns away wrath. That was actually the first verse in this chapter. Okay, honey, is there another way that you would like to say that? Stop, breathe, think. Give me a minute. That's a good question. I'm giving you possible responses to people. Give me a minute, and I'll get back to you. Can I get back to you tomorrow? That's a really good question. Let me think about that for a second. Those are great ways to respond to people. The heart of the righteous ponders how to answer, not being quick to speak about things. I have been guilty of being impulsive with my words. Gosh, I was driving the other night. I was doing table for one. I'm stopping. There's a school bus in front of me that's making stops. Okay, I was kind of frustrated, but not nearly as frustrated as the guy that was riding my bumper. And I don't know if he didn't see the school bus in front of me, but when a school bus stops and those red lights are flashing and that little stop sign on the school bus kind of like swings out, you come to a stop. The guy behind me, I'm not sure if he even saw a school bus in front of me, but man, he was laying on the horn and giving me all kinds of gestures pretty darn quick. And he was like 2 inches away from my back bumper. Boy, did that bring the anger out of me. And the gestures, the hand gestures, read between the lines there. And some pretty rough words came out of my mouth. And I was doing a live broadcast. And I don't think anyone in my audience ever saw me just kind of fly off like that for literally about 7 seconds. It wasn't a big thing. It didn't ruin my day. But man, I blew up when this impatient idiot behind me just almost hit me. But son of a gun, it brought something out of me, and I'm like, whoa, whoa. The heart of the righteous ponders how to answer. I was impulsive with my words and my hand gestures. Did you ever get broken up with and the words that come out of your mouth aren't the most graceful, even though you feel that you're justified? Do you ever go through that? Have you ever been betrayed by somebody that you love? And rather than just tuck your tail between your legs and walk away sad and take the punches, you just lash out with your words, with texts, emails, phone messages. You didn't ponder your words before they left your mouth. Words are like a bullet. You can't call a bullet back once it leaves the barrel of a gun. Words are the same way. They are very difficult to call back. It's impossible. Once words leave your mouth, they're going to make an impact somewhere. You got into trouble in life because you didn't ponder your words. I remember a long time ago, I wanted to quit a job. This is back in the 80s. And I went to a pastor that I knew pretty well. We were talking about how to resign. He said, write your letter of resignation, seal it in an envelope, and stick it in the top drawer of your desk. And he said, wait 3 weeks. Because I was thinking of quitting, literally. I was fantasizing about telling my boss where I was working, that's it, I quit. Take this job and shove it. Well, this pastor helped me ponder my words. I wrote a decent letter of resignation, put it in an envelope, sealed it, did what he said, put it in the top drawer for 3 weeks. And these were his instructions. At the end of 3 weeks, take the letter out, open up the envelope, read the resignation letter. If you still want to quit, then submit the letter. He said, most likely you won't want to. Most likely you are just now responding and reacting to something that happened, and you want out. You want to change. Ponder your answers. Ponder your responses and reactions. The light of the eyes rejoices the heart, and good news refreshes the bones. The ear that listens to life-giving reproof will dwell among the wise. I am a huge believer in mastermind groups. Huge believer in it because other people don't have the same blind spots that you have. The ear that listens to life-giving reproof. One of the things that we do in my mastermind group is a person gets up and they take 15 minutes to tell their business dilemma. And then at that point, they zip it. They don't say a thing. And then they listen to the other 11 people give possible solutions. At that point, their job, the person's job, is to listen and not talk and write down solutions. The ear that listens to life-giving reproof will dwell among the wise. Whoever ignores instruction despises himself. Whoever listens to instruction honors himself. Have you honored yourself? You know, you honor yourself by listening to wisdom of the ages. But he who listens to reproof gains intelligence. Better to ask questions than give answers. The fear of the Lord is instruction in wisdom, and humility comes before honor. Humility. I would say that is the theme of Proverbs chapter 15. That's the end of chapter 15. Think about this, though. We talked about humility, a humble house, a humble meal, a humble way of reacting with people, thinking before you speak. Stop, breathe, think, pondering your words. Those are all the fruit of humility. How humble are you? Does humility have a place in your life when you do nothing but watch arrogant, proud, bragging people on social media and listen to their podcasts? Realize they are going to be here 1 minute and gone the next. Better a waffle made with love and shared in love with somebody that you love than a steak made with dissension, hate, and being with someone who despises you and doesn't support your mission. Well, that's Proverbs chapter 15. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. There's a link down below for a Bible, the same kind of Bible that I'm using, which is the English Standard Version. And I'll see you next week on Church of the Total Man, a church for men.